China's story begins over 5,000 years ago, along the fertile valleys of the Yellow River, often called the cradle of Chinese civilization. This great river provided the water and soil necessary for agriculture, allowing early human settlements to thrive. Neolithic cultures such as the Yangshao, known for their painted pottery, and the Longshan, famous for their black pottery and organized social structures, were among the first to flourish here. These cultures laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most enduring civilizations in human history. In Chinese lore, civilization began with the legendary 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, semi-mythical figures who were said to teach humanity essential skills like farming, writing, and the use of fire. Among them were cultural heroes like Fu Xi, who invented the 8 trigrams and domesticated animals, and Shennong, the divine farmer who introduced agriculture and herbal medicine. These stories reflect the values and ingenuity of early Chinese society, even if their historical accuracy remains debated. China, while it played a dominant role in East Asia historically, was not extensively colonized in the way that regions like Africa or the Americas were by European powers. However, there are periods when parts of China experienced foreign influence invasions or were under the control of colonial powers. In the 19th century, China faced significant challenges from Western colonial powers, particularly Britain. The First Opium War, 1839 to 1842, and the Second Opium War, 1856 to 1860, forced China to open its ports to foreign trade and cede Hong Kong to Britain under the Treaty of Nanking, 1842. These wars marked the beginning of the century of humiliation, a period when foreign powers exerted significant control over China's economy and territories through unequal treaties. After the Opium Wars, various powers, Britain, France, Russia, Germany, Japan, and others, established foreign concessions in Chinese cities like Shanghai, Tianjin, and Guangzhou. These areas were governed by the foreign powers, with their own laws, police, and infrastructure, essentially functioning as colonial enclaves within China. Shanghai's international settlement became a major hub for Western influence. The Boxer Rebellion, a nationalist uprising against foreign influence, led to an intervention by an 8-nation alliance, including Britain, Japan, Russia, and the U.S. After the rebellion, foreign powers maintained military control over Beijing and imposed even harsher conditions on China. Japan's imperial ambitions led to the invasion of Manchuria in 1931 and full-scale war with China in 1937. During this time, Japan occupied large parts of eastern China, including cities like Shanghai and Nanjing, site of the infamous Nanjing Massacre. This occupation lasted until the end of World War II in 1945. Unlike many other regions colonized outright, China retained its core sovereignty and national identity, largely due to its size, population, and long-established central governance. Foreign control was limited to specific regions or spheres of influence rather than total colonial rule. While not colonized in the traditional sense, China suffered deeply from foreign domination, exploitation, and territorial loss during the 19th and early 20th centuries. This period of subjugation fueled nationalist movements like the 1911 Revolution, which overthrew the Qing dynasty, and later, the rise of the Chinese Communist Party under Mao Zedong. The concept of the century of humiliation remains a powerful narrative in China's modern identity, driving its political and cultural policies in the present day. The Xia dynasty is often considered the first official dynasty of China, though its existence was long thought to be purely mythical. Archaeological findings at sites like Erlitou suggest a highly organized society with bronze tools, early urban planning, and palatial buildings. The Xia rulers are credited with taming the Yellow River's devastating floods and establishing a hereditary system of leadership. Although the historical record is sparse, the Xia symbolized the beginning of China's transition from a collection of tribes to a centralized state. Following the Xia came the Shang dynasty, a period marked by advanced bronze metallurgy, sophisticated governance, and the earliest known form of Chinese writing. Kings ruled from cities like Anyang, where they built palaces, temples, and massive tombs. Religion was central to Shang society, with kings serving as intermediaries between humans and the divine. They consulted the gods using oracle bones, on which they carved questions about war, agriculture, and the future. These bones are the earliest examples of Chinese script and provide invaluable insights into Shang life. The Shang dynasty was also a society of warriors. Its military prowess relied on chariots, bronze weapons, and disciplined armies. Over time, the Shang's influence expanded across the Yellow River Valley, making it one of the most powerful states of its time. In 1046 BCE, the Zhou dynasty overthrew the Shang, introducing a new political and moral philosophy called the Mandate of Heaven. This principle held that a ruler's legitimacy was granted by the heavens, but only as long as they ruled justly. If a king became corrupt, natural disasters and rebellions were seen as signs that he had lost this divine approval. This idea became a cornerstone of Chinese political thought for thousands of years. The Zhou period is often divided into the Western Zhou, a time of stability, and the Eastern Zhou, marked by growing fragmentation. During the Spring and Autumn period, 771 to 476 BCE, smaller states under Zhou rule began to assert their independence. This led to the Warring States period, 475 to 221 BCE, an era of intense conflict as rival kingdoms vied for supremacy. Despite the chaos, this period was also a time of intellectual brilliance. Philosophers like Confucius, Laozi, and Sun Tzu emerged, shaping Chinese thought on ethics, governance, and military strategy. Their ideas would echo through history and influence not only China, but also much of East Asia. Out of the turmoil of the Warring States period rose the state of Qin. Under the leadership of Qin Shi Huang, China was unified for the first time in 221 BCE. Declaring himself the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang implemented sweeping reforms to centralize power. He standardized the written script, weights and measures, and currency, creating a cohesive empire. His ambitious projects included the construction of the early Great Wall of China to defend against northern invaders and an extensive road network to connect the empire. Qin Shi Huang's rule was also marked by authoritarianism. He suppressed dissent, burning books and burying scholars who opposed him. Yet his legacy endures in the monumental achievements of his reign, including his massive tomb complex guarded by the Terracotta Army, a stunning array of thousands of life-sized clay soldiers meant to protect him in the afterlife. After the brief but transformative Qin dynasty, the Han dynasty emerged as one of the most influential periods in Chinese history. The Han rulers expanded China's territory, reaching Central Asia, Korea, and Southeast Asia. They established the Silk Road, a vast trade network that connected China to the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture. The Han era was also a time of incredible innovation. The invention of paper revolutionized communication, while advancements in medicine, astronomy, and engineering showcased the intellectual achievements of the time. Confucianism became the official state philosophy, emphasizing ethics, family loyalty, and governance by virtue. By the end of the Han dynasty in 220 CE, China had firmly established itself as a major cultural, political, and economic power. Its innovations in governance, technology, and culture influenced neighboring civilizations like Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. The philosophies, traditions, and values forged during these early centuries continue to shape China's identity today. From humble beginnings along the Yellow River to the unification under powerful dynasties, the origin of China is a testament to the resilience, creativity, and ingenuity of its people. It is a story of both triumph and challenge, laying the foundation for one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. China's historical resilience has laid the foundation for its modern identity as a global powerhouse, especially in construction and military advancements. Emerging from a turbulent past marked by foreign domination and internal strife, today's China has transformed into a symbol of rapid progress and strength. Modern China is synonymous with ambitious infrastructure projects that reflect its innovation and capacity. Key achievements include 1. High-speed rail network. The world's largest and most advanced high-speed rail system, spanning over 42,000 kilometers, connects cities with unprecedented efficiency. 2. Megaprojects. Iconic projects like the Three Gorges Dam, the largest hydroelectric dam globally, expansive urban centers, and smart cities showcase China's construction prowess. 3. Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. This global infrastructure initiative aims to connect Asia, Africa, and Europe through trade and investment, positioning China as a global leader in construction and economic collaboration. China's urbanization efforts have seen the rise of megacities such as Shanghai, Beijing, and Shenzhen, with architectural marvels and advanced technologies defining the skyline. China's military, under the leadership of the People's Liberation Army, PLA, has evolved into one of the most formidable forces in the world. With advanced weaponry, cutting-edge technology, and a focus on cyber warfare, China is enhancing its defensive and offensive capabilities. The PLA Navy has become a dominant force in the Asia-Pacific, with aircraft carriers and advanced submarines strengthening its maritime presence. Investments in satellite technology and cyber capabilities underscore China's focus on future warfare domains. The military is backed by a strong domestic defense industry, ensuring technological independence and innovation in equipment and strategies. Today, China leverages its construction and military strength to assert its role on the global stage. From participating in peacekeeping missions to challenging traditional power structures, China aims to secure its interests while shaping international norms. This dual focus on infrastructure and defense underscores China's commitment to national sovereignty, economic growth, and strategic global influence, reinforcing its status as a modern superpower. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more interesting videos.